I've always wanted to meet Coach K, but I never imagined our first conversation would be about Greek mythology and doing the laundry. I also didn't think that it would be at a church. I also didn't think I'd be homeless. We were gathered at the Durham Rescue Mission Chapel to celebrate residents who were graduating from a year-long program of victory over drug and alcohol abuse. I'd been introduced to Coach as a past and possibly a future Duke student, and we were discussing the Iliad by Homer, which portrays the Trojan War. The Greeks were camped out on the Trojan shore, laying siege to the city, and they were tired, they were homesick. The war had been raging on for years, and all they could think about was giving up, turning back, and going home. Until the day that their ships burned. And as the ship sank, the soldiers realized that the only way out was forward. The only way out was further in. And I had a moment like that. One of those moments that can change a lifetime. Only mine didn't involve a battleship bonfire. It involved doing laundry. But I'll get to that and to how I found myself homeless in a church with Coach K momentarily. The story I want to tell you today begins in 2008, when, fresh out of high school, I matriculated to Duke University, my dream school, as an undergraduate student. Academic excellence, which had once defined me as a unique individual, was everywhere I looked. How was I supposed to stand out when what I thought made me, me, I saw reflected back to me in the eyes of everyone I met? And so I lost my sense of self. I forgot who I was. I fell in with the wrong crowd, got lost in the party scene, started doing drugs, stopped going to class. I lost sight of my passion and of why I came to Duke in the first place. In the immortal words of Survivor, in their song, Eye of the Tiger, I traded my passion for glory, and I lost my grip on the dreams of the past. I ended up taking a medical leave, returning to my hometown, and falling into a deep despair. Nothing much changed during this time. There was apathy, inaction, and severe mental illness complicated by addictive drugs. I slid further and further into hopelessness. Nearly a decade passed. Nothing changed. I thought time had passed me by. And my agony was so great that one day I thought about ending it all. I was walking down a lonely stretch of highway in the middle of the night when I saw a Mack truck barreling past, and in the distance coming towards me, another. And I had the thought, one step is all it would take. One step out onto that pavement at the right time could end it all. And I can't tell you what pulled me back from the edge that night, but I believe it was nothing more than a single thought that stood between me and death. The thought that one day, some way, somehow, I would make my way back to the school of my dreams, that magical, mystical wonderland of Duke University, rising like Hogwarts from the lazy North Carolina woods. A place where promise hung heavy in the atmosphere and the air tingled with excitement. A place where my childhood dreams could thrive. A place where I'd felt alive. And this vision of stretching out my foot in front of the Mack truck to end it all became replaced by a vision of stretching out my foot onto Duke University campus as a student once again. And boots on the ground in Durham became my motto. Boots on the ground in Durham. But with this beautiful vision came doubts and fears, anxieties, and uncertainties swarming around. And I realized that someday wouldn't cut it, someday wasn't good enough. I didn't think I could survive another night like that when I resolved then and there not to have another. Tomorrow, I decided, would be my day. I didn't sleep that night. And when the sun rose, I was busy making preparations until finally the car was packed and all that was left was the laundry. Over and over again, to the tune of the washing machine, the words echoed in my head, boots on the ground in Durham. Boots on the ground in Durham. With those words echoed all of the doubts and fears, and as I transferred my clothes to the dryer, they grew louder. What if Duke doesn't take you back? What if they never take you back? You're not worth it anyway. You're not good enough. And as I turned away from the dryer, I realized that if I had to wait for my clothes to finish, that fear would win and I would never follow my dreams. And that's when it hit me. That's when I realized that was my moment. That's when I suddenly knew I couldn't wait any longer. And I rushed and grabbed a trash bag, throwing my clothes still soaking into the bag. And I threw that bag of half-wet clothes into the back of my car, took off for Durham, and I haven't looked back since. I made boots on the ground in Durham, not a refrain, but a reality. And things were rough when I first arrived in the Bull City. I was sleeping in my car in the middle of a snowstorm, was looking through trash cans for half-empty bags of chips. But eventually, I found my way to the Durham Rescue Mission, which is where I met Coach K and talked about laundry and the Greeks, and also where I discovered a better way to live. As the fog of alcohol and drug abuse began to lift from my mind, I could see clearly again for the first time in over a decade. I got back into school. I saw that time hadn't been ready for me yet. Thanks to Duke's cutting-edge Program 2 initiative, allowing students to create their own majors, I was able to design a program of study that takes advantage of my unique experiences. When I was still a client of the Durham Rescue Mission, I said it was my dream to reverse engineer the algorithm of the human brain and to reproduce it in software. Today, I'm doing just that, only I'm not reproducing the mind in software, but in signs and symbols and mathematics. Not only are the dreams of my past alive, they're thriving. The main point of my talk is that it's never too late to follow your passion, to follow your dream, and to build for yourself the life you've always wanted to live. Time, which I thought had been my greatest obstacle and my greatest enemy, has actually turned out to be my staunchest ally and my truest friend, by granting me experiences which make me unique and allow me to be of value, to be of service, and to contribute in my own individual way. Now, there's nothing wrong with following a traditional path, but just because you didn't follow one doesn't mean that you can't contribute in your individual way. It doesn't mean that you can. In fact, the exact opposite might be true. It may be because of the time you've spent off the beaten path that you too are able to be of value in a unique way. You see, I believe that there is a song inside of us, each and every one of us, a song that only we can sing, a song we don't hear being sung anywhere else. This has been a story of how I almost lost the music inside of me. To quote the Gnostic Gospel of Thomas, if you do not bring forth that which is within you, that which is within you will destroy you. If you do bring forth that which is within you, that which is within you will save you. That which is within us is our song, our unique individual contribution to the ongoing symphony of humanity. And it's up to each of us to find our song, sing our song, and contribute to the harmony in this symphony above the chaos and the cacophony that can press about on all sides when we lose our grip on the dreams of the past. I hope this story I've shared with you today can provide some encouragement or maybe even some inspiration, that deep inner core that galvanizes us, animates us, inspires us, that makes us feel truly alive is never truly lost to time, that it's always alive inside of us, sometimes sleeping, sometimes inactive, but always there waiting for the time when we choose to connect with it again, believe in it again, and pursue it again against all odds. burning the ships of doubt upon the Trojan shore of commitment to build upon our dreams. It's a decision and a commitment that's not made in the past with its doubts, its sorrows, and its regrets. It's not made in the future with its fears, its uncertainties, and its anxieties. It's made in the now with the dryers still running. It's a decision not to wait, not to compromise, but to act, to look for reasons why instead of why not. It's a decision to become a friend of time, to sing our song, and to bring forth that which is within us. Thank you.